What's up, guys? Chaz and Charlie. Today I want to discuss, is Big Pharma pushing weed on us? Okay, when I say Big Pharma pushing weed on us, I'm not saying necessarily do I think when you go to the doctor or the hospital, they're suggesting you take weed or they're replacing painkillers with weed. I'm not saying that I don't think that. But I do think the media itself is pushing weed on us. And me personally, I think, Big Pharma, the media, the big machine, I think a lot of times they all work in tandem with each other. So while I don't necessarily think you going to the doctor's office, they're pushing weed down your throats, I do think with the legalization of weed and media, maybe Big Pharma is in cahoots or collusion with the media. I was going to say the comedia, with pushing weed down our throats. And for what reason? Okay, we know weed has been legalized in many states, whether it's medical or recreational. And I understand that weed is a better alternative than painkillers that we have been using over the past 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And some people may say that, they're just legalizing weed because they want to, tax weed, or states want to make money. And it's all about a money thing. I agree. I think part of it is money. But I think there's always something deeper than this money. Because first of all, the powers that be, they already have enough money. And we can say, yeah, they're money hungry and they just want more and more and more. Yeah, I agree. But I think there's always a deeper issue going on with just money itself. And we have, of course, many states have legalized it recreationally, medically. So weed is more accepted than it's ever been. We have, the big boom of weed in the late 60s and the 70s with the psychedelic free love hippie movement. And, people were saying that the government was against weed, this whole war on drugs, classifying weed in the same category as, hard drugs like heroin and cocaine and things like that. So it's been debated that, weed is, the government puts weed in this whole war on drugs, hard drugs category, so they can arrest people and condemn these things that are good for society. Okay, because you may say, what's wrong with smoking weed? Nobody, it's not like alcohol. It's not like hard drugs. It makes people happy. It eases anxiety, eases depression, helps with sleep. What's the harm in people smoking weed? It will be a better place if everybody just all smoke weed. So I do agree that, you give people some weed versus some alcohol, people are going to be more relaxed, be more calm, be more relaxed. I'll keep it like that. But is that a good thing in all situations? Because I look at our current political situation, which this is not a political channel. I'm not political. I don't even vote. I think it's all a sham. I think it's all fake. So I'm not picking sides here. But I've noticed, starting with Obama to the current vice president, possible president, they'll say, I smoked weed when I was in college, or, it's like this young person rite of passage thing. And they kind of almost uplift weed. We have this lady who actually I think was lying because she said, "Oh, I smoked weed in college," and it was on the Breakfast Club, and she was like, "Yeah, I smoked weed and listened to Snoop Dogg and Tupac." When she was like in college in the late '80s, Snoop Dogg and Tupac did not come on the scene until '93, early to mid '90s. So you're lying, ma'am. Why are you lying? And I think, just like in the 70s, even you can say in the 70s, it wasn't the same thing. I think so. I think we're in the new age 70s, but it's heightened. We have all this war, all this conflict, all this political commotion going on, and they don't really want people to know what is going on. Yesterday, I'm renting, and one of the guys came by to get a quote for us, a new air conditioner, and he advised us, like, in January 25, basically they're going to, new air conditioners are basically going to be well, let me slow down. The air systems that we're currently using now for Central Air are using I believe it's R22 Freon. I don't know. This could be another. Anyway, they're using an old Freon. Starting in 2025, they have to use the Freon that's in the whole Green Deal initiative. This highly flammable Freon that's actually more expensive. So a lot of prices on electricity, on air conditioning are going to go up year 2025. Most Americans we don't have a clue that's going on. They hit us with all these buzz topics like abortion and LGBTQ rights, but we don't know about these things that are truly going to affect how we live every day, no matter what our own personal preferences are. And I think that these people ultimately want us to be high. They want us to, consume things like weed because it allows us to not be aware of what's going on. We may say, things are stressful and I don't know, things are stressful. I don't know what I'm going to do. Let me just smoke some weed to ease my nerves. And the issue with smoking weed daily, every day, and having it in your life, that you're always going to kind of put off problems. You're always going to cushion yourself from what's really going on and not actually make a personal change in your life. People say they use weed for depression, anxiety. Obviously, we have a lot of depression, anxiety going on now. But ultimately, we have to solve what's giving us depression, what's giving us anxiety. If we smoke weed every day, we're going to always just numb ourselves and relax ourselves and not actually make any change. Not making any change in our personal lives. And the danger with weed is, again, it's not like alcohol. It's not like cocaine. It's not like fentanyl. So you can use it for years and years and years, and it seems like it's not a big issue. But it prevents you from actually making any changes. So I do think the media and the government is actually pushing weed on us. I see more mood cannabis advertisements on YouTube. There are all these dispensaries popping up. Of course, it's legalized. Weed is more accepted than it's ever been right now. We have, like I said, presidents telling young folks it's okay if you want to smoke some weed in college. At the same token, they're targeting their political ideologies to these same kids that are in college while they're high. So they're not actually making informed decisions in their clear mind. So we have to be careful on what the media, what the government pushes to us, and to think that it's not in connection with pharmacia don't fool yourself. I think they're all in connection. They all work together. This is all a game. So when I'm saying that, do the doctor system personally push weed on us? No, but they don't have to, because they have the media. They have, again, a lot of states have medical marijuana that's been legalized. And now it's just, and even when it was just medical, many people could just get, these fake cards and easily get medical cannabis as well. But now with many states legalizing it, and even ones that's not legalized, they have all these CBD shops, and with the whole Delta 9 saying that you do get some psychoactive effects from certain CBD with higher levels of THC. Practically, weed is everywhere that you can consume. And they want you to consume it because they want you to be relaxed. They want your mood to be eased. They want you to be calm while they usher in all these different policies, all these different changes. And before we know it, it's changed. And we're so high and relaxed that, we're not going to do anything about it. Weed is just strong enough to allow you to not kill you, and not put you in a zombie fentanyl bath salts type trance, but enough trance that you won't actually make any changes in your personal life. You won't actually seek any further information. A lot of times we say, weed makes us think, or makes us smarter, makes us wiser. We go into deep thoughts. But you really just have all these different thoughts, and you don't really concentrate on one particular thought. Or if it is concentrating on one thought, it's something so simple. And then the moment you get unstoned, we're just worried about getting stoned again. So we're in this perpetual state of stonedness, and we're not actually making any changes in our personal lives. So I would just say, be very aware of what's going on, what they push towards us, what the media is telling us, what the government is telling, what they're actually not telling us. And try to do it in a sober state. If you want to smoke some weed, every now and then, once a week, not a big deal. I'm not saying you should never smoke weed ever. It's just a bad thing. No. But when we abuse weed daily, and we allow weed to be a part of our daily lives, where we're daily numbing ourselves, starting in the morning on to the evening, we're not actually viewing life in a clear state. And we always have some type of rose-colored glass outlook on society, on the media, on what we personally see. So don't think that, they're not pushing weed on us as this socially acceptable thing for no reason. It's not simply about tax dollars. It's not just about getting income for the big machine. I mean, that's part of it, but they want us to be numb. They don't want us to make any changes personally or demand any changes from them. But if we're high and just happy and just, happy-go-lucky, we don't make those changes. So be aware, guys. So until next time, please like, subscribe, share. If you have something yourself, please comment below. And remember, guys, we are all in this together. Peace.
Used to breathe trees, now I live free. Clearing my mind, got no time for weed. Focused on my hustle, mind in the muscle. Breaking all the chains, feel the brain gaze will struggle. Mind on the rise, reaching for the skies. No more red eyes, goals I visualize. PPO vice, Life like paradise, feeling so nice and new, so